On today's menu, the Yamaha SLG200S silent guitar. Hey, James G here with Tarpley Music in Fort Worth, Texas. You can find us at tarpleymusic.com. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. So, the Yamaha silent guitar... I'm just kidding, it's supposed to come up. So, this is a really great compact instrument. It is designed to come down like this so when you actually throw it into the gig bag. So, what is the Yamaha silent guitar? What was the whole thought process behind this? So, this was a solid mahogany body here. They have a piezo pickup here. And then they have their SRT technology, which basically is emulating a full-bodied acoustic sound. And why I think that's great with Yamaha is, Yamaha's been making acoustic instruments for years. Horns, pianos, guitars, they understand how acoustic instruments sound and how they should. So when they're emulating their own acoustic products, they already understand the mechanics behind that. So this is a rosewood and maple frame. It's really just for the comfort, and there's a rosewood fretboard here. It's very, very comfortable to play. It's 22 frets, 25-inch scale, so pretty normal feeling guitar in that aspect. And it's really a lot faster than you would think. It does play like an acoustic, although you get kind of used to this weightlessness here. But if you think about it, if you're standing, it's great because there's a weightlessness to it. So you got your piezo, which is going to give you your really bright kind of crispiness, and then the mic knob on it is kind of your warmer, fuller sound, and you're actually able to blend between those two. And then you've got some basic EQ, and we'll go over some of the other knobs here in just a second. So looking at the controls of the silent guitar, here's the battery pack. It actually takes two AA batteries. Here's your power switch. There is a chromatic tuner that's built in, your volume knob, and here is the blending switch that I referred to, going from pickup side to the mic side. And then you've got your treble and your bass. You can actually plug in on the other side. There's a 3.5 millimeter plug-in for auxiliary, and it has its separate volume, so if you want to play along with some music, you're learning a tune or something like that. And then here's your effect knob with your reverbs and your chorus. There's also a power adapter on the other side if you want to plug in while you're playing. And then here is your phones, your 3.5 earphones, and a 1/4 inch out. So we have the Yamaha silent guitar is going just right through a direct box directly into our Focusrite Clarett interface into Studio One. So it's just a straight signal, and there's the flat EQ. So this is all the way on the pickup side. So this is the piezo is going to give you your real bright, crispy sound, right? Cool. So when we switch all the way over to the mic side now, this is where you're going to get your warmth and your fullness because it's emulating a full-bodied dreadnought, I believe. So now let's try right in the middle. So this is a perfect blend of both. So now we saw earlier the reverb and chorus knob. So let's hear a little bit of that now. So our reverb 1 is a room reverb. And as the little notches, as you saw before, as you move throughout that, you can get more or take away the reverb. So here's about in the middle, and this is the room reverb, reverb 1. Get as thick as you want. So big room, right? And then the reverb 2 is the hall reverb. which for fingerstyle stuff you can really get. Really sounds like you're the only guy in a gym, right? Or it's really cool, especially when you hear it. And of course, there is a chorus. So this is about in the middle. And as you push the chorus up, it changes the rate and depth. So you do have a little maneuverability there. From there, you do have treble and bass that you can mess with a little bit. So here's right in the middle, pickup and the mic system, and we're gonna just push treble and bass up just a hair. Maxing out bass. Maxing out treble. A lot of variance you can get from just a couple of EQ knobs and then this mixture of, pickup and the mic setting there. And the cool thing is there's actually an SLG200N, which is a Nylon classical version of this. So someone who's practicing a lot of classical music, or if they're on the road or something, you can have a great classical feeling neck with the nylon strings and everything, but still hear a nice hall reverb in your head. So it's very cool. I've actually watched a lot of videos on this, and there's been some cats out there that are literally doing some jazz stuff on these, and it's just, I was like, oh, okay. So the more I played one, I started really kind of understanding the attraction to that. So now I'm going to do some looping to get some layers going on, but on the same instrument. And between each layer, I'll just adjust between pickup and some EQ things, stuff like that, so you can hear how this thing can layer. And there's a lot of possibilities going on here, right? So. So as you can hear, there's a lot of color possibilities going on here between the pickup and the mic. So you've heard the guitar in many different ways just by itself. You've heard the guitar layer over itself. And so what if you're just a songwriter? It's like, hey, I just need a great acoustic guitar that I can record at home when I'm writing songs and stuff. So we're going to do a little bit of that with some backing tracks that I did so you can hear it in the mix. So a very simple take that I have on the Yamaha silent guitar, because it was one of those pieces that came out and I was like, what is this, right? And that does happen. Almost every time I say that and then learn something about it, I end up really liking the instrument. this is really cool. It has its market, right? They're not trying to replace anything. It's a whole another market. I mean, a lot of those guys that are in New York that are playing gigs, they're literally walking around and getting in and out of taxis. So I can totally understand getting a great sounding guitar like this for jazz or acoustic where it breaks down and it's simple like that. You heard for home recording guys who are in an apartment or get somewhere where you don't have the ability to be real loud. Great sound. There's a lot of applications of this. So I'm really impressed with it. It's really fun to play. It's really fun to put in the earbuds and just listen to the guitar right out of that. And there's also a 200N. So there's a classical version of this, the nylon string with the, classical neck on it. So for those guys who are very finger style, whether they're flamenco players or classical, whatever, there's a version of it with nylon. Overall, just really cool, very versatile. It's very, very fun. I really loved messing around with it. So try to get down to Tarpley, pick one up, play with it. I think you'll have a blast too. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you'd like to know as videos drop, just turn on notifications. We'll see you on the next one.